Welcome back, everyone, to E3 2012 coverage. I'm Matt.
I'm Mike.
And this is Resident Evil 6. Now, I played Resident Evil 6 first. You could play as Leon, Chris, or Jake. And they all had separate, levels, separate areas of the game. I decided to play as Jake because everyone was doing Leon and Chris. And Jake's neither pure survival horror, and he's not like all-out action either. He's kind of somewhere in the middle. He's got a lot of physical features to him, like he's you run a lot, slide a lot,
punches.
He uses a lot more punches and kicks. And so you get a real sense early on that the animation has been up, pretty high, in this game from past ones, like just breaking the boxes. There's a lot more like animation, just like slinging your gun into it or kicking them or just stuff like that. Jake's gameplay consisted mostly of getting chased around by this big, muscular monster with like a big claw.
It's Nemesis 2.
Like Nemesis 2, yeah. You were running around with Sherry from Resident Evil 2 all grown up. What was nice about Sherry is that she's not really a hindrance. She doesn't waste ammo and she doesn't really get in your way. She did run around in circles a few times when I was playing the game, and there was a point where I lifted her onto a ledge and she was supposed to reach down and give me a hand up, and she just got stuck up there. And then I got stuck in the wall.
Yeah, I did notice overall the AI is a lot less obnoxious than it was in Resident Evil 5. Like you said, not so much of a hindrance. The character's just kind of there. They'll fire off some pop shots, but overall they don't do much. They're just kind of there.
In a way, that's a lot like Resident Evil Revelations AI partner. So I got pretty much to near the end of the demo as Jake, but I died because the boss came in this big warehouse area and I was trying to kill it. You have to like blow up like red barrels next to it, and that's how you basically defeat it.
Bullets won't work.
And bullets won't work. And the problem was the camera was like, in this game you'll notice really early on, is like really zoomed in, like much more than 4 and 5, and it was really giving me problems seeing where I was going and what I was doing and really aiming, because sometimes like the camera would like zoom in like to like the shoulder blade and I couldn't even see what the fuck I was aiming at. So I had that was kind of like my big issue with the game, was that like the camera was just too zoomed in. And I know that was a problem for you at first too.
Yeah, more often than not your character takes up more than 50% of the screen, and that can be really jarring, especially when you're getting used to the right analog stick controls. You're trying to position the camera where you want it, and before you know it, you're running back at the camera and there's enemies in the background and you're trying to figure out what to do about it. I found, sort of by accident, that the best way to fix that is to tap on the Xbox, the A button, and on the PS3 I'm assuming would be X, maybe the O. Whatever the run button is, tapping it will position the camera where you want it, behind you, like in 4 and 5. Kind of resets it.
Yeah, I don't know why that would even be something that's not default in the game already. It confused me because at first I was really getting disappointed because Resident Evil 6 was like the game I wanted to play. I didn't have a lot of like must-have titles, but RE6 was definitely one I was almost like, okay, there's no way this game is gonna be bad or not fun. And at first I wasn't kind of really feeling it because I was like, God, I don't know, the camera is really close in on me and I'm kind of running all over the place. I got stuck in some walls, so I was really concerned at first. But you were saying you figured out that the camera can be pulled back, and why the camera zoomed in at all still befuddles me. But
yeah, well, I mean, I did all 3 campaigns. I did Jake's first, and that's where I had all the trouble.
Yeah.
Because Jake's is fairly fast paced. You're pretty much constantly fighting. Then I did Leon's after I did Jake's, and that one's slow paced. It's all atmospheric, and old school fans are gonna love Leon's scenario.
The problem is that when you're playing a demo like that at E3, there's like it's tiny snippet of the game, so it's like you're building up to like really no payoff, and you're in a big giant loud convention floor, so it's like you don't even get that much sense of atmosphere anyways. Like when I was waiting to play the game, I saw Leon's campaign probably like twice, and all he does is like walk through hallways.
Well, if you have the opportunity to play the demo with headphones, you get the tension.
True.
The music build up. I got a good probably 3 or 4 scares, not jumping out of your skin scares, but a good few moments in Leon's campaign where you get spooked. But in that one, because there's almost no action, you're able to really get yourself familiarized with the camera controls. And the new camera system works really well for exploring an area quickly. You can look all over the place without any trouble. And when it comes to combat, that's where it's weak, because you're trying to target the enemies quickly and precisely, because for the most part they're shooting at you, especially in Chris's campaign.
Yeah, and I noticed the sensitivity was a little different in this game. I mean, that's probably going to be adjustable in the main game, so probably not something to worry about, but the sensitivity was different than it was in 4 and 5, at least the demo we were playing.
Yeah, just the general feel is different.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like 4 or like 5. It doesn't feel like the old game.
Yeah.
It's kind of its own thing. I haven't played a game
Some
that
of
plays
the other controls I'm not really sure, because like to heal yourself, you tap the RB button, and
Yeah,
like
that's right.
they start putting like pills in their hand, and like each pill represents like a square of health.
Yeah.
So you can like put like 5 pills in your hand, and then after that they'll finally like eat them. And I'm not really sure if I'm really like sold on it. Like I know 4 had the thing where you just paused it and used the herb, and then 5 had like the spray around you, which was I thought fine. But this whole like, oh, let me like sit here and go like, it's like, get to the point. Just dump the whole bottle and then eat.
Yeah. A couple things I noticed about the healing system was there seemed to be first aid sprays in the game, but there weren't any in the demo.
I got one, but I couldn't use it.
There's a slot for them in the grenade inventory.
Yeah.
It seems like you use them like a grenade, which is kind of weird. It seems counterintuitive. I didn't ever pick one up. So one thing that I noticed that was really interesting, and nobody has talked about it yet that I've seen, there's some type of experience system in the game. Totally new.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There was items you could pick up after killing certain enemies in Chris's scenario. I don't think in the other ones that were experience points.
I think I did see something about that, but I wasn't really paying attention.
There's no info yet on what it's going to be used for. Probably weapon upgrades, things like that. Maybe new melee.
Do you
moves.
think there may be something similar to what they did in Raid Mode and Revelations?
I hope so, because that would be great.
That was a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
That had a really good co-op multiplayer. So if this one will feature co-op again, of course, and 5 was a lot of fun co-op. So I'm hoping though with that they take the Raid Mode from Revelations, at least with the experience tree and like the weapon customization, and bring it into 5, because I think that would add a lot to the game.
Now I know only like 6 people besides us played Revelations. What we're talking about is customizing your weapons with various upgrades, like upgraded firepower, mag capacity, kind of the typical weapon upgrades you'd expect.
Yeah.
But that was a cool feature.
But there were like weird ones too, where like bullets would aggro enemies, and some bullets would like do other things. But anyways, yeah. As far as that, like the game looks really visually striking. Like there's a lot going on, and you can just tell that they probably spent a lot of time making sure bringing these areas to life, because like Leon's looks great, and it's sort of like dark, quiet. It's like a ballroom, but like it's been like abandoned and all the power's gone out, and it looks really eerie and good. And Chris has like this huge shootout in like a Chinese metropolitan city, and everything looks really good there. Lighting is fantastic. Lighting was probably one of the best things about the game so far. With Jake, there wasn't much to say because he's running around like a big concrete warehouse, so there's not really like much to say graphically on that other than, hey, it works.
Yeah, I'd say Jake's was the least impressive visually, just in terms of the detail. Even Chris's, which is all action, has a lot of interactivity, lots of places to climb, get vantage points over the enemies. So I'm looking forward to playing the full game.
All right, now for those of you who bought Dragon's Dogma on the Xbox 360, you should be receiving the download for this demo in about a month. So when that hits, you can expect a lot more coverage and playthroughs from us and Maximilian, in the upcoming weeks. So hoping you're looking forward to that. Demo's really fun, and it's really meaty too. You're gonna get a lot out of it. If it is the same demo. I don't know if it is or not, but
probably.
If it is, you're gonna get Leon, Jake, and Chris, and they all have like pretty good amount of gameplay in all of them. So
easily 30 minutes out of that demo.
Yeah, and the game's only 4 months away from being out, so there's that too. So
now, when it does come out, you can expect full playthroughs on Max's channel. We're gonna take out the co-op mode and see how that goes. Probably gonna be a step up from Resident Evil 5, I would think.
Yeah. They've said they've taken feedback, and they're trying new things as well as like improving old. So all things considered, Resident Evil 6 is probably going to be one of the biggest games this year. If the last few Resident Evil games are anything to go by, this is going to be huge. So hope you're looking forward to it as much as us, and we'll see you next time.
Take it easy. Who said that? Was that my left bicep?
No.
It was my